Try it. Okay. Okay, sorry. All right, so yeah, many of us are green by 15. Tomorrow is the 15th, so it's not even halftime yet. So tomorrow is the 15th. So if you haven't made it yet, don't give up. Don't give up. If you are close, you know, do whatever you can. Show those mugs. You know, offer tomorrow only. Maybe offer free shipping if you want to. So just, you know, don't give up. If you're within $100, don't give up. Okay, that's what I have to say about that. And congratulations to all of you that are. I don't think that we are as far along as we were in October as far as our numbers. Wendy, do you, we're a little bit short from what we were at this time last year, right? As far as our teams go?
Last month, yes, I think so.
Maybe not. I mean,
Maybe
we've got
not,
over
though. I don't
1,000.
I don't think so, because my team's at
Okay.
about 4,000 and we ended at just under 7. So
Yeah, okay. And we are at 1,000, which is where we, a little over 1,000, which is where we were at this point in time. So the other thing, you know, people have asked me to see those ornaments. Wendy, I took a look at those ornaments again. Here are the two that I love. I love the blue and white, the blue and white. I love that one. Now our tastes are different. So, but
I
love the
almost
blue.
ordered that one last night and then I didn't.
That's the one that I'm giving to my brothers and sisters instead of, well, I'm giving it to the couples. So
This one?
yes, that one. And then the other one that I know sold out last year is the Just Think one. And I looked at that. Yes, and I read that. I love the words on it because again, it's about, you know, there's just one you and God made you. So just think about that. God made you. The other thing that I just wanted to, you know, and this is sort of off the cuff, but this morning I was not feeling well. I do not do well. I had an all-day vendor event yesterday and my legs ached last night. And I also made the mistake of drinking a caffeinated soda, which I should never do in the evening. And I was up until 3 a.m. in the morning. So this morning when it came around to go to church, I said, I am not going. I did not sleep well. I'm not a good camper. So I went to bed for another hour. And then we were supposed to go to a different church, a Missouri Synod church, to see their service. And I'm glad I didn't because it was supposed to be a contemporary service, but I think we made a mistake. It was their regular service, although it was very good. But, and this is the Saints Triumphant Day, just for those of you that may not know that. And I love that service because we recognize the people in our church who have gone before us, who are, you know, in heaven right now. And that's not what this church did. This church started a new sermon series about grumbling rather than being grateful. And it was good. I would have loved to hear Saints Triumphant sermon, but it was about grumbling instead of being grateful. And I just want you to remember that, you know, during this whole season, because we get so, I mean, you all are women and we're the ones that, you know, if you have families, I'm sure we're the ones that do the gift shopping. We're the ones that put up the trees. We're the ones that do the baking. We're the ones that organize any family events. For some reason, God did not give that skill or desire to the men. Okay. And so it's a lot. And if you have jobs, whether they're part-time or full-time, it doesn't matter. If you have jobs outside of Mary and Martha, that's just one more reason. And then I had a woman who goes to our church who was going to have a party tomorrow. I couldn't get a hold of her yesterday at all. And finally I got a hold of her and she said, my car's broken down. My husband is having cataract surgery tomorrow and being a nurse is not fun these days. And I wrote back because I want to be the kind of person that makes you think a different thought. And too often I'm the one that grumbles. And I don't want to be that grumbling person. And I wrote back and I said, I completely understand. I said, I'm so sorry about your car. I said, I hope it gets fixed. I said, I know cataract surgery is absolutely amazing these days because both of my parents have had it. And they had it like 5 years apart. And even in 5 years, the difference that it makes in that surgery is so different. And I said, your husband's going to be fine and he's going to see better than he ever has. And I said, yep. I said, nurses and teachers, I know it's really hard for them, but what would we do without you? And so I was trying to give thanks for her. And it is so easy to grumble instead. And you know what? Requesting something is not grumbling. Like if you think about the Israelites in the desert, they grumbled. They grumbled because they were hungry and they didn't have any food, and they thought it would be better if they went back to Egypt instead of being in the desert. That is grumbling. Being prayerful is saying, Lord, we would love some different food. Do you think that you could give us some different food? That is being grateful. That's asking for a request in prayer. And that's what I want you to do, is just change your mindset a little bit. And you know what? As far as your business goes, this business can change in a day. In a day. Okay. I had a party that's been sitting out there. The live was Friday night. No sales whatsoever. Okay. So using the new format, there's one more post, and that if you guys haven't seen it, Wendy will give it to you. I've given it to my team. It's the stairs post, where you can tell people where your hostess is in the comments, because you want them to earn as much as they can, and so do your guests, because otherwise they wouldn't have written all of those nice things about them. And so I said, we are at 0 sales today. And I said, that is hard to believe, because I know y'all love Becky, our hostess, and I know that y'all want to support her. And then I said, so here's some ideas. So I posted 4 different comments, and I said, even if you don't want any of these things for yourself, I said, I know that you have people on your gift list, and I want you to think about why are you thankful for them? Why do you want to give them a gift in the first place? Okay, so if you love it because they entertain and they're happy people and they have you over, then here are the charcuterie tray, the dip bowls, something that says, I love how you entertain, and here's something for you. If you want to give a present to somebody who encourages you and builds you up, or to someone who needs encouragement, our devotionals are awesome. The Hope and Encouragement devotion. If you want to, give a gift because somebody bakes and they really cook well, there are a couple different baking sets, and then we have that new mitt one, but then there's also the basket set by Candace Cameron Bure that's on sale. And I think I gave one more example, but I can't remember what it is. So giving them some ideas and make them think, because so many times people walk into a store, they know they have to buy a gift for someone, but they have no idea to get. And I think thinking of the reason why you're thankful for them is a really great reason and drives you toward a kind of gift. And so that is what you could do there. So you can be the mind changer of the people that are around you, because you know what, and this was in the Less Hustle, More Jesus too. It was talking about, how many times do we ask people how they are and they say, I'm so busy, or you know what, I'm just fried, or I'm overwhelmed. When you really think about it, look at your life. If you look at your life, every one of you is blessed abundantly. And so what if when somebody asked us how we are doing, we say, you know what, I am crazy blessed. Do you think that they would do a double take? It's like, what did you say? It's the busiest time of the year. So you might just make them think a different thought. So that's what I want you to realize, that your business can change on a dime. Okay, I went to a vendor event. Let me tell you, I spent more hours and paid my daughter, because she's my assistant, to be with me. But I got 11 names. I thought I only got 7, but I looked at my list. I got 11 names. A woman purchased 5 Bring on the Marys and 2 Prayers to Share. That paid for the table, plus part of what I paid Jennifer. And I'm looking forward to talking to those people and calling them back and saying, hey, I met you. I know that you were interested. Some of them are familiar with Mary and Martha, but they didn't have a consultant. You could get bookings this next week, guys. Okay, so your business can turn around on a dime. We have 1 full week before Thanksgiving. We have 3 days the week of Thanksgiving. And then you have the weekend and 2 business days after Thanksgiving. And we have Black Friday. And I'll be honest with you, don't know if it's going to be great or don't know if it's not going to be. But I know that there's 70 products that Mary and Martha is going to put on sale. And you know, some of them are in those battle posts too. So do not think that it is over until it is over. The fat lady sings and it's the end of the month. Okay. All right. So keep that good attitude and spread that attitude and spread that joy to the people around you. Okay, the next thing we wanted to talk about was the train. Well, I'm going out of order, but I'm hoping that the majority of you can be on the training on Tuesday night. It is being done specifically for our team. If you had done it through Kathy Chada, y'all would have paid $10. You'd pay nothing for this, and it's the exact same training. So our business coach has cut the price in half for us. And that is something that I am willing to pay for you because I think it is that important. And many of you already know, this, we've talked to you about it, but you need to hear it from the expert and you need to hear it from the woman who put it together. And I promise you, I said, I'm going to be on the training because I know that she's going to say something that I did not hear before. Either she said it and I didn't hear it, or it's going to be something new that she did not say. And I am so grateful because I want to hear your questions. I want you guys to engage with her when she is on this. So what she won't cover is the follow-up. So we will talk about follow-up in another training because there's just not enough time and she doesn't want to go more than an hour. But she is going to give you 15 minutes to ask any questions that you want to ask and that you want to know about. So, as you're going through the training, write down any questions that you have because I think she wants to go through the whole thing. And then at the end, there will be questions and answers. The next thing is open houses.
So I have a question about that. So technically I have parent teacher conferences that night and then I have another meeting at 6:30.
I understand.
So I could possibly, is it worth joining for even 15 minutes?
I think so. To hear from her and to hear a little bit about what it is. Now, don't stress yourself out if you can't. But if you can, yes. And there will be other sessions that you will be able to pay the $10 for. So when that comes around, if you didn't hear the whole thing, I would recommend that you pay the $10 and hear it straight from the horse's mouth. So if you can't attend, I understand. It's at 6 o'clock and, it's even a stretch for me. But she's an hour later than us. And so 6 o'clock is usually her last appointment of the day. And so I'm giving up my session with her in order for her to do this training instead, because that's when she has availability. But we'll let you know when Kathy has other sessions. So it's okay.
All right.
So I wanted to talk about, I'm going to let, because I have 5 more minutes before my live and I still have to go put an echo song. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is vendor events. And you know what, Wendy, when I sign off, can you talk about vendor events? Because you and I talked about it. So I think you have some good ideas and how to find them in your area. The one thing I want to say is, I think that if you have some product to do and you have some openings on weekends, because they're normally on Saturdays, find one in your area to do. It'll give you good experience because once you set it up, you'll know how to set it up. But I'm going to tell you, if you do it right, it's work. Wendy can share, and I shared in Servant Squad where you want it to look nice. I will tell you the first vendor event that I was at on Saturday, my daughter has her jewelry company and she and I had the best displays. We had full length tablecloths. She had a sign that she had made from a banner. So she took a banner and attached it to PVC. Not the best, but the banner was nice. I had the runner on my tables. The photographer came to us and she interviewed Alyssa for the event because they were doing advertising, and I was talking to a customer, so she couldn't, but she took pictures of my table. We were the ones that were advertised. So if you do a vendor event, you do it with excellence so that you have the best display there. Okay, that's number one. Number 2 is that, don't pay, the max you should ever pay is like $50. If it's more than $50, guys, don't do it. because that's a lot of money. So the one we paid for is 30. Alyssa is doing one in Helotes, which is a small town, but they have 117 vendors. It's a big deal. And they do it once a month. It's called First Saturday. We have a lot of vendor events here called First Saturday. And her booth was only $45, which is, she's going to make a lot of money at that. So don't spend a lot of money. Spend your money on the display. Make sure that you have a nice tablecloth, floor length tablecloth. Know if your tables are 6 or 8 foot, but 6 foot, you know, I would buy tablecloths for 8 foot because you can always fold them under. And regardless if it's a 6 or 8 foot table, buy the 30-inch runner. The 30-inch runner is great for the 8 foot tables, and it will be great on the other one, because if you get anything smaller, it's going to look funny if you have a big table. So those are my recommendations. You've in the servant squad, you've got all of the information, and I will send out where I got the tablecloth from, because I got that on Amazon, but Wendy wasn't able to find it. And the reason I use these two vendors, Next Day and Amazon, and the one that I chose is because they could get it to me in the time frame, because I am a procrastinator. So I did not have a luxury of 2 weeks. I decided to do this a week ago. Open house. I would, and Vendy can talk to you about what you should bring and how much you should bring, okay? And you can just sell the stuff on your table. Next time, I'm going to put a sign out there that says, yes, this is a display, but everything is for sale. So if you want to take something home, you can, and I'll give you a discount for it because it's a sample. And then you just replace it, and yeah, it'll cost you a little bit of money. And anything that is purchased at a vendor event, you do not make them pay shipping. You pay the shipping, okay? Even if they place an order, you pay the shipping because you met them at that event. As far as open houses, all of you have product. And I would recommend that before, so you've got like 3 Saturdays left. One of those Saturdays, either next Saturday, the day after Thanksgiving, or Saturday after Thanksgiving, or the first Saturday in December, because after that, you're not guaranteed that anything will arrive by Christmas. Have an open house, and just for 2 hours, where you can just tell people, come and shop. You don't have to have your tree up. You can just play some Christmas music. My tree is not growing up until after my parents leave after Thanksgiving. But I'm going to have mine, I think, this coming Saturday before Thanksgiving. And I'm just going on my dining room table. I'm going to make a nice display. I'm going to have the cash and carry items that I made because nobody purchased any of the cash and carry items at my vendor event. And I'm just going to have them out there. And I really just want people, especially the people that I know that have never been part of a party and have never seen the products. Those are the people that I want to come. So I'm going to leave you with that. We will let you know what's going on I'll let Bendy talk about Black Friday. And like I said, it could be really great or not. And I told the leadership team, they were complaining because people weren't buying the mugs. Guys, I don't know about you. You probably all advertised them. I didn't even advertise the mug sale. Number 1, I was way too busy. Number 2, none of them floated my boat. Number 3, there's only so many mugs a person can use. And I would rather have them buy the $9.60 mug, the Jesus one, you know, with the green inside. So again, you guys can do whatever you want to, but just so that you knew, and leadership team wasn't really happy about that. But like I've said, this is your business. If something doesn't make you excited, you don't have to do it, okay? I want to get them excited about Black Friday, and I have not posted one Black Friday post yet. So I am behind the times, and all of you are way ahead of me. So I didn't do the battles. I'm not going to. I'm just going to tell them every day there'll be something else about Black Friday using the posts that Mary and Martha have given us. I'm not redoing the posts. But so you can be successful and not do everything the company wants you to do, okay? So I'm going to let Wendy talk to you about, you know, what you could do, anything more you could do for an open house, how you advertise it, you know, advertise it to the people in your church, advertise it to the people in your neighborhood, advertise it to the people. And then you can tell them, you know what, if you're not able to be there, then let's set up a time where if you want to shop, I'll help you and I'll give you a 15-minute dedicated shopping time. Okay, so that's the other thing. So I have to go for a live. This live will be more because you should see, the hostess gave me a list this long of what she wants me to do a live on. And I told her I normally have 10 minutes, but I always go over 15 minutes and I'm cutting it off. And whatever you don't see, I will do quick lives, you know, over the next course of the next week so that they can see the products. So don't mess with the formula for that new party. Okay, so if you already know about it, don't mess with it. Don't make your lives 20 minutes long. Keep them the same. Just do extra stuff to get them what they need. So, okay, I love all of you. I wish you the best. If I don't talk to you for Thanksgiving, I wish you a blessed Thanksgiving, and I wish you the best, a crazy end of November, so that you all are where you want to be and hit the goals that you want to be and hit our team goals. You know, we told you originally, our team goal was 10,000 for my team, 15,000 for your team, 25,000 total. Okay, don't let the number scare you. Just do what you can. You know, and if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least we shot for something that was a really big goal. And you know what, if we don't hit it, it's not going to affect your salvation. That's what I tell people. So, all right. So I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Thank you, Wendy.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, hopefully we don't all
Thank you.
get going
Yep.
when Ann leaves.
When do we,
Oh, there. Yay,
when
we're
do
still
we
here.
meet?
Oh, Emily,
When
you're
do
the
we
host
meet
right now.
again?
What's that? When do
When
we
do we
meet
meet
again?
again?
Oh, flip my calendar page. It would be Tuesday the 30th at 6:30. And let me tell you, Anne is the best person to change your point of view and give you a pickup when you're thinking, golly, this really stinks right now. Because I was so there Friday myself. I'm like, Anne, I'm so frustrated. I feel like the sinus infection is coming back. I have to go do an in-home, and I'm not even gonna get and it's a launch, so it's not even mine. And I'm missing a basketball game for Grace. Like, oh, she goes, you need a pajama Hallmark movie day. I'm like, yes, but the only day I have this whole month that I can even pretend to do that is the 27th. And I want to do a vendor fair. She's like, you're so crazy. Well, we already all knew that. I mean, like, I think that's no news to anybody. But I don't know, somehow she can just like put it into perspective for me and help me. And she's so completely right about how quickly it changes within a day, sometimes even less. So just keep plugging away and reach out for that encouragement when you need it. And Anne is great. Anne is great. I love that she could always put me in the right direction. What's up, Rhoda?
Do you know the things that come up for the Black Friday sale on Friday on the 19th? Is it the same? Does Black Friday itself have something different?
Okay. Yep. So do you want to talk Black Friday first or vendor fair type things?
Black Friday.
Black Friday. Okay. So Tuesday at 11 o'clock on the consultant page, and it will be recorded because they'll go live and then you can watch the replay later. But Tuesday at 11 o'clock is the product reveal for the consultants. So we should find out most or all of what Black Friday includes. But but do not share it. We cannot share it with our customers
Until the 19th.
until the 19th.
But what comes out on the 19th, that's what, there won't be anything additional on Black Friday itself.
There will
Right?
be. There will
There
be.
will be.
So then Wednesday night, the 18th at 8:15 is a customer sneak peek. So that would be on just the Mary and Martha company page. And I think that's only going to be like just a short blurb because they've got their big 30-minute live product reveal scheduled for the 19th. Begins at 9 a.m. The live reveal video. So they would be able to shop Black Friday starting at 9 o'clock. But then Mary and Martha is going to do their 30-minute live revealing all of the deals at 11 o'clock.
On the 19th.
On the 19th. And you can either, I can't go live at 11. Like I can't do a big join me at, because the company's like 10 minutes before the live is when you should, you know, come on, do your, are we all excited? Who thinks what won? Blah, 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 blah. Watch the 30-minute, and then you're supposed to give 20 minutes for questions. And I'm thinking, I don't think I'm going to have anybody sitting there asking me questions for 20 minutes. But I can't do a live starting at 10:50 a.m. Central Time and be there, because that's like making lunch and getting kids ready for a nap. Like I can't do that. So I picked, but you'll be able to share that link to their live reveal at any point throughout the day on the 19th. I think I picked middle of the afternoon during nap time because we're supposed to be gone all next weekend. So I wanted to do it before we left town. But then on Black Friday on the 26th, it says that there are Black Friday weekend specials. So there will be new additions for the 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. I don't know if we'll get to find those out at all before the 26th. I haven't heard one way or the other what they do with that.
When do they start usually? Like if it starts on the 26th, what time do they go live right away?
Everything usually starts at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Central Time. So 6 a.m. your time.
Damn. Woohoo. Yeah, I just realized that the training is at 3 o'clock for me. And I for some reason in my mind, I was thinking, oh, 6 o'clock, that's perfect. And we have choir in the afternoon. So I'm bummed that I can't do that.
Oh, bummer. Well, the good news is your launch party is going to be done in the format of the new.
Oh, good. Okay.
So your launch party, and then after the training Tuesday night, I will update the Wendy sample gathering with these posts and this format. I've just kind of been waiting until I actually officially know about it, because I unofficially know about it because Anne shared with me. Anne did not share with me. I'm not admitting that. Sorry. Anne did not share with me. I don't know how I got it. But it wasn't Anne, because Anne wasn't supposed to share. So I definitely didn't get it from Anne. There, fix that. Okay. Vendor fairs, craft fairs, open houses. So I think I've done 3 open houses, and literally the first time I put things on my dining room table. Most of it was how I served the food. And we literally started in my kitchen and we walked through my house and I talked about whatever Mary and Martha product they saw and asked about. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but I just didn't have time to get the setup that I wanted. It turned out okay. The second time, Emily and I did the hot cocoa bombs. And then last week I did Dip Dip Hooray. And both times I did have out a display. I put out, well, I maybe had 2 tables. I had my big 6-foot table, and then I had just a smaller, I think it's like 2-foot card table type of thing, but like a rectangle one. Yeah, I still can't pull out anything near what I want. Like I looked at Anne's pictures from the vendor event. I don't think everyone is part of the servant squad chat yet. So the servant squad would be the next level up from where Anne is. Emily's computer just died and she can't find her charger.
This is a pretty big piece of shit. The thing that's how I talk about the weight of these things, and if the machine can do it, give this one another wrap. I'm worried.
Yeah, so servant squad is I think there's like 125 people maybe in that group. Buffy is the director. Her team that we're all offshoots of is Servant Squad. Buffy is a unique person. I mean, like, I think her personality is about as unique as her name, but she's very sweet. But they get into all kinds of discussions on that chat. Just a couple weeks ago, it was about someone making their homemade antibiotics, and pretty sure you can't really do that, but I mean, whatever. I would say that topics tend to stray a lot from like the Mary and Martha business. So I personally have that conversation on mute. So I don't hear the notifications. I don't know when they're coming up, but then if I open Messenger and I see that there's some there, then I go back and I read them. But I think that's where Anne shared the pictures of her vendor fair booth setup. I registered to do one, doing one on the 27th. I got into one in New Berlin, and there were a couple there in New Berlin that day. One of them was Saturday night from like 5 to 8. They wanted $40 for booth space and a raffle prize. And I'm like, it's 3 hours long. And it was at the New Berlin Ale House to benefit Junior's pups and stuff. I'm like, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of foot traffic here. I don't think that's going to be worth my $40. So instead, I'm doing one at the New Berlin Sports Complex that has, it was like a $25 rental fee or admission fee, booth fee, and it's from 9 to 3. Okay. So we'll see how it goes. I did allot myself $250 to spend on purchasing things that we could use as cash and carry. Yes. Because it's Black Friday weekend, and this one is tagged a small business Saturday vendor fair. I wanted to have a few things that people could buy and walk away with, and not just either walk away with my stash or walk away having to order things. So I did order, last night I ordered like 5 copies of Bring on the Mary and the Focus 1 Word a Week devotionals. I ordered a second copy of all the puzzle books and the Betty Confetti book, and I think 5 or 6 sets of the scripture shareables. I don't know, I had a list somewhere. I'm really bad about throwing out my list once I finish it. Then I have all these random pieces of paper. No, don't need this one anymore, I don't think. Oh, more ornament books. Nope, that's not it. I don't know. I didn't order a ton of stuff, but I did order things. Catalogs. Oh, I haven't ordered those yet. Mugs, puzzle books, Betty Confetti ornaments, focus books. You want to bring like kid things, because if they're shopping with their kids will want something to do, and that might help entice moms to purchase those things, or grandmas or whatever. Anne said she had the puzzle books out in the middle of the table, that, you know, that where she was kind of positioned behind, so that she goes, people who came up and talked didn't necessarily want to look at me, and while they talked to me and asked me questions, and she goes, so I had those puzzle books out there so they could look at the puzzle books instead of looking at me while we had a conversation. I'm like, that's a really good tip. I like that tip. People say they just have a clipboard with paper where people can sign their names if they want more interest, or if they're interested or want to be added to your customer list. They don't do like a big form. They don't do door prizes. Because if those people aren't there to win, to pick up their prize, then you have to somehow get it to them. And most people don't want to stop and the consultants who have said that they had, like a guess how many this in a jar type of things, said people didn't want to stop long enough to fill out the little entry form. And even then they'll put their name and their guess, or maybe their name and their phone number. So then it's such a hassle to even track them down later, the winner, that it doesn't get the information that they were hoping to get to be able to grow their customer base. Some people say that they do a decent amount of cash and carry, and other people say that they really kind of don't, that it's just better for making contacts, possibly booking hosts, or or those customers that will place an order and do something. We'll see. I'll know a little bit more how I feel about them after the 27th, but probably not till like the 28th, because I'm sure I will have to recoup. Otherwise, open house. Yeah, so the second 2 times I set up my tables and I put out anything that I thought would be good for holidays. And then I did do one like kid area, so that if you were looking for gifts for kids, that's what you could do. I think that's about it. Like, I don't think I'm really, did I talk about everything Ann told me to talk about? I think so. Do you guys have any other questions?
I have a question on the vendor fair thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I actually had a couple questions, because being that I'm a newbie thing.
Yeah.
Because I was being diligent and reading through and watching the training stuff, and it said not to stockpile. So how is, because it wouldn't vendor fair, because you're buying, I mean, do you do mostly books then and not worry about anything else? Do you have a display there with the books?
So I was looking for the agenda of what I needed to cover. You're supposed to, the company doesn't want you on the hook with a whole bunch of product that you have to sell. They don't want it to be, I need to have stock and sell and deplete my stock. Like, they don't want consultants to have to invest that much money to have products that just sit here and take up space. So they recommend not building a supply. And I've seen some consultants, like they're like, got my pile ready for the vendor fair, and they've got like 6 or 7 copies of like each devotional book that they've got laid out on there, and I'm like, wow. And so and someone said, wow, that's a lot of books. Well, I just, I order a few every month so that when vendor season comes around, I'm all set, which is true. I picked things that I knew I could give as gifts. So a backup of each of the 4 puzzle books I do in home childcare, I can give those as gifts. Even the devotion books, the Bring on the Mary, I can use those as gifts. So I picked things that I was okay if they don't sell, so that I can gift them. Other people say that, most people aren't looking to spend more than $25. So anything that they do as cash and carry, they plan items that are $25 and less. But even still, you think about that, like with my budget of $250 that I arbitrarily made up, that'd be what, 10 items? So, I'm trying to think what else. I must have gotten something. I must have gotten something else. I might have also ordered some of my mugs that I need for my Advent table. I might have done that on my order. My Advent by candlelight table at church, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to do the mugs, and then they can take the mugs with them. Does that answer your question? I feel like I had another thought.
No, that answers. And then my other question I had, and I don't know if this is the right place or not to ask it, is when you do gatherings, do you have something for the hostess? Do you give her something other than they get the $14, because every party that I've hosted for whatever thing, they've always had some kind of a little thing for the hostess.
So I've done 3 in-person gatherings. Like not in my home. No, maybe I've only done 2. No, I've done 3. I've done 3 and I gave them the host bonus item and that's what I gave. Which I know seems, I struggled a bit because I'm like, here's your $14, here's my thank you gift that you paid $14 for. But when you figure that they still saved a ton of money off of it,
Right.
I don't know that I did much of anything else. I don't think I really did. Maybe like a bag of candy to go with it, just so that there was something. But I don't think I did anything else.
Okay. Because I did order a bunch of mugs just because I thought, well, that would be kind of fun to fill it with bags of tea or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially for the hostesses that are my friends. You know, I would totally do that for, I don't know that I would do that for a complete stranger, but I would definitely do it for my friends.
Right.
So I was just wondering if that was appropriate, if that was, you know.
Yes, you can. I mean, some people say that they do all, they do a thing of candy, or they add a devotional to a gift bag, that they gift them another, a book on top of, whatever their host bonus item was. I just don't think I did. I think it was literally the host bonus items and that was it. That might have been all I did.
They get the host bonus item when they sign up, or when they.
So when you do in-home, you have the opportunity to purchase the host bonus item for $14 on a business supply order.
Oh, okay.
So that way you can have it in hand with you to take to the in-person gathering.
Okay.
And how much you want to like wrap it up and make it pretty and fancy is totally up to you. This last week, I almost forgot the box of the salt and pepper sprinklers was sitting on my desk. And I totally almost left without them. I'm like, I need that box. I didn't do anything with it. I get like, here's your gift. She's like, ooh, I get to open it. Awesome. I'm so glad that was her response. Yeah, so make them pretty or forget all about them and grab them at the last minute. Either way, it kind of works. And if you like sometimes people will book and you won't even have time to place that order for the host bonus item. And so you can, just talk about it and say, they're gonna pick, kind of like we do with the Facebook gatherings, like then because you can also add that host bonus item to the end of, or when you put in the party at the end, you can add that to the host rewards for $14 too. Then you can, if you don't have time to get it ahead of time or forget, you can just say, when their party closes, she's going to get this amount. Because then there's the whole discussion, well, what if you present the host bonus item and they don't get to 200, which the flyer says when you're gathering, when your party hits 200, ask for it back. And someone's like, I would never ask for it back after I gave it to them.
That's why he's right now.
And they're like, if it's a host bonus item and she paid me the $14, or we're settling up at the, that night and she's paying me the $14, if I presented it to her in front of her friends, she's keeping it no matter where her party closes. Like, yeah, that's probably a good plan. One time I collected the money ahead of time and the other time I didn't. The other time the host literally wrote me a check because I'm on my way out the door. I didn't pay you for my host bonus item. Oh, okay.
With a breaking ground on a 20 by 40 foot.
I have a feeling if I get any bookings, they're going to be live, because people in this town are so tired of being locked down for so long that they're looking for reasons to have gatherings with other people.
Right.
Like my friend today after church that came up. I mean, she said that she's been talking to all of her friends and she's got a bunch of people that are interested in coming just to
socialize.
Yeah, to socialize, because we're still so locked down and muzzled up here.
Right.
The invisible field to keep you out.
And I think then, like in that case, you just say, this is my first time doing a party, period. I'm so new. And I do it sometimes on my lives even. It costs money. I don't remember how much, but we can look it up online. Or, because then you'd pass out the catalogs. First person to find the page number and shout it out gets a piece of candy. I always have a bowl with some kind of candy in it at an in-home.
It's cool. It's fun.
And so I do that. I rely on the people to help me. Even if I know the price, it's still good to have them paging through the catalog trying to find it too. So I do that kind of thing all the time.
Is we have to make a couple forms, just one forms what we're gonna do, and then second.
Any other questions or anything? No?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, then I will post this recording to the Team Grace page. And as long as I can still figure out how to do it, I should be able to, maybe. So I'm going to try. Otherwise,
Sounds like fun.
yeah, we'll be following up. I don't have anything on my calendar for when, so I have to look at that and figure that out. But
100 feet into its place behind the second crusher.
yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.